We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
More horsepower, less wear, better performance. Introducing new GP1 high-performance driven racing oil, developed specifically for competition, classic, and import vehicle applications.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an absolutely glorious day here in Middlesbrough, and we're at Teeside Autodrome for round 3 of the 2021 UK Drift Championship, our Pro 2 competition. As you can see, I'm joined by a guy who taught me everything I know.
No, not quite. I didn't teach you how to use the wand.
Oh, I knew there was going to be an insult in there somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Mark Buckle, aka Sweeps, the creator of this and the creator of multiple different things. Mr. Buckle, welcome to the commentary tower. Welcome to a very, very hot and sweaty Teeside Autodrome today.
It is. I know I've been hanging on, waiting to get this black T-shirt on until required, because it's absolutely steaming hot outside.
It certainly is.
It's horrendous. But we can't complain.
No,
you know.
We are complaining about something that we always ask for. We don't want rain. We always want sunshine. And yet, when it comes, with typical English, we complain about it. But nevertheless, we are here at Teeside Autodrome, a blistering day. We've just seen our Pro 2 practice finish. Those guys been on form. Some very, very good drives from some guys that was on the podium at the last round. Callum Payne, Harry Hudson, all looking good. Gary Mickey, not so good though today.
No, he's not. No, I think he was confident. I think he said he sort of said it was similar to Driftland, but I know the entry here is just phenomenal. I mean, obviously there's no wall in there, because obviously it's flat out into South Bank Corner, and we wouldn't want to particularly want to put a wall down there, because we don't want to damage the cars. But it's a testing track. It always has been. I mean, I've been coming here since 2005. And we've seen some. I mean, one battle in particular always stands out to me, and that was Danny Wyman and Dave Bastin in Drift Cup in the Corolla and the PS13, and the images of those two absolutely pushing each other around the circuit here. Just absolutely phenomenal circuit. And those of you at home, that once we get into qualifying, you'll see that when you go into that first corner and clip one, if you think you're going to crash, that's how fast you're going to be. That's how fast you've got to be to get it right.
Yeah, you've got it right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's quite unnerving because it is a banked corner. You do have to go in a lot hot. And we see a lot of those guys first time this weekend here at that track getting it wrong because they were coming off throttle, you know, slowing down at the clipping point 1, which is the start line, and not making it up to the top of the bank where clipping point 2 is. Look, it's a hard track. We'll talk about that in a minute. But look, let's go to a quick video and see what we are expecting from our Pro 2 drivers. So there we go, a very happy Callum Payne, a man that I interviewed a couple of times over the course of that weekend and went and had a chat with him. And at one point he was sat on the back of his recovery truck with Harry Hudson, and it looked like they were a day out at the beach, but Callum Payne kept his cool and absolutely stole the show at Driftland. And the judge is saying that he is the man to look for this weekend because his initiation, his line, his commitment is absolutely impeccable. And we talk about the judges, and of course, as always, our same 3 judges, Peter Nielsen, Rich Newton and James Grimsey, all in the judging tower, all absolutely blisteringly hot, sweating their nuts off this weekend, but they're here to do an incredible job. Look, we've spoke about the track, spoke about how demanding it is, but what is the layout they've chose for this weekend? Well, I'm going to hand it over to James, and he's going to talk you through a virtual layout. James, it's all over to you.
Thank you, Ian. Yes, very, very hot, and obviously the associated grip levels go through the roof. The guys have laid a lot of rubber down on the track. It is proving to be a bit of a challenge. We've asked them for a full speed run up and initiation. If they do too much on the wand on this point, they're going to have issues. So as you can see, they come down, fast, snappy initiation. They're going to have to try really hard to get up to 2 on the banking. The grip is so high, it's ridiculous. Extend through 3. This can catch you out. We've seen a lot of spinners. Then the first of our touch and go zones, if they can get all the way through here, quick transition through the centre, and then out to our second touch and go zone that's not on that track guide there, through to the last clip, and keep it nice and tidy through the last point. No spins over the line, please.
So there we go, no spins over the line, and we have got the finish line painted on the track right in front of us. You can see there, track looking glorious, almost ready to kick off action here. Mark, who's your money on, or are you not a betting man?
Oh, who's my money on?
I know who you want to say, but he kind of upset the apple cart because he put an SR20 in a Corolla.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ian's talking about Harry Hudson with the red Corolla. Obviously, finished on the podium at Driftland in 3rd place. Absolutely epic driving, and you know, him and the team were absolutely ecstatic with the retro speed shop boys. Yeah, I mean, I know a Corolla works around here.
Very well.
Yeah, I know a Corolla works around here, but the problem is with a Corolla, you just got to be so committed, and without that commitment in a Corolla when you're chasing, especially, if you don't have that commitment, then you don't have it. And I know Harry suffers a lot from nerves. I mean, I know he won't mind me saying that, and I'm sure his team won't mind me saying that. But once he gets, I mean, he showed at Driftland, once he forgets the nerves, bosh, he's there and he's on it, and he can do it. We know he can do it. When he does practice day, when he drove his RA28, you know, he would be pinpoint perfect on every single clip. He just needs to. I mean, I say this. I've said it to another driver last year in Drift Cup. Was positive mental attitude. Got to have that. You know, if you go to an event and think, oh, I might qualify. For me, you need to be thinking, no. I am going to qualify, and I'm going to I'm going to win. I'm going to be on that podium, and with that attitude, and you know, you get the team behind you, it gives you that boost and think, yeah, do you know what, I'm going to do this, and then the results are there for themselves. Like Callum last week, last round, and Harry again. You know, once he knew he was on point and he could do it, he was aware. Yeah.
Having that confidence is a big thing, and I watched that today with Harry Hudson. Took it very easy in practice, first few runs. kind of grew into the run, and the more and more he got into it before the end of the session, absolutely blisteringly fast. You know, very nice line, same as Callum Payne, just up there on the bank, dominating the circuit. Judges very impressed. Round of applause from everybody here who's surrounded the bank at Teeside. Misdrifting, they're back to witness it this weekend here. And yeah, judges saying, look, there's a handful of guys out there that have absolutely got it pinpoint perfect. It's going to come down to top 32 battles later on this afternoon. So we're just waiting to get the confirmation that we're all ready to go. While we wait for that confirmation, let's go to a quick ad break and hear from our sponsors.
We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
More horsepower, less wear, better performance. Introducing new GP1 high-performance driven racing oil, developed specifically for competition, classic, and import vehicle applications.
So there we go, and as you can see, patiently waiting for their first runs in qualifying are our Pro 2 drivers. Up first, it will be Luke Conti, a man that the judges, again, in practice, were applauding for his commitment and style and just the way he attacked the track. And our start line man, he's going to take a little wander down the track so we can get a little glance inside the car, see how they're feeling. Hot, I can imagine, in those race suits with the helmets, gloves and suits and boots on. Up next it will be Callum Payne. That man absolutely stole the show, and again looking very, very confident. Harry Hudson behind him in that Corolla. You can see how hot it is here in Teeside Autodrome. Guys being allowed to remove the bonnets on their vehicle to get some fresh, cool air into the car to allow them to make sure they last the weekend as we go through the line. Joel Conlon, behind in that 350Z. That guy been looking super committed all day in practice. Got the line dialed. Not the most powerful car, not the most aggressive driver, but line driving, again, been absolutely on point. Ben Mears, as you can see down there in that luminous yellow S14, been having some real issues with the car. Sounded like it was misfiring, cutting out, just not playing ball this weekend. And we go down the line a little bit further on. John Gordon, Harry Archer. Harry Archer, well, he stole the show at round one. Not really been in the fight since. Mark, a lot of drivers, a lot of confidence out there, but look, heat playing a massive issue already.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the drivers, we always ask the drivers to leave the bonnets on, but obviously under the circumstances, with the heat being like it is, with the drivers have got no option to make sure that their engines are going to last the day / weekend if they make that important top 8. The only other person you asked me earlier about who my eye was on, Ollie Baker for me.
Yes.
Could be one to watch. Local driver, lives literally 15 minutes. Well, his car is kept 15 minutes away from the circuit. He's a regular here. He made a big error at Driftland going
too hard.
Too hard. Yeah, I was going to say something else then. Yeah, but he went in a little bit too hard. But he's got the commitment. He's got an awesome team behind him with his dad and Glyn and what have you. So yeah, Ollie Baker could be one to watch. But again, you said to me, Stephen Knott was on the button.
Yes, Steve Knott absolutely came out this morning swinging. And the only criticism that the judges had for him was that he was carrying too much angle. You know, easy for these guys with a YSFAB suspension to be throwing on big angle in some of these transitions. And judges said, look, tame it down a little bit. It's a little bit too much. It's not what we expect from our Pro 2 class. Yeah, we want you guys to go hard and push 110%, but we'd rather you dial that in over the runs. And Steve Knott went back to the pits, spoke to his crew, they worked it out, went back out there, dialed a little bit angle out the car, and it was phenomenal. The line, the smoke, just the way he drove the car was absolutely incredible. As you can see there, Matt Walker in that S14A, super confident again, and there he is, Gary Mickey. I spoke to him earlier and I said, you're a wise man, because you and Harry Archer chose the best cars to bring this weekend, convertibles.
Yeah, I said it. I shouldn't have said it earlier, but somebody asked me about which car do you wish you were in, and I looked at the grid and I was like, an MX-5.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Purely and simply because it has no roof.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah, and Gary Mickey got here this morning, pulled the roof off and said, it's far too hot today to be driving around with a roof on. And not looking as confident. He said the track is just like Driftland, but I'm not sure it is. I think it's far more demanding than Driftland. So there you go. Absolutely beautiful, sun-kissed Teeside Autodrome in Middlesbrough here, and we're almost ready to rock and roll. Just a quick adjustment to one of our PA speakers, and I do believe we are ready to kick off qualifying with the first driver. I'm going to take a look across to our clerk of course, Stevie, in the corner of the tower. Judges have all got their thumbs up. They're all ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to rock and roll. I know you guys at home are ready to see some Pro 2 action here at round 2 of the UK Drift Championship.
And what about you guys on the banking? Are you ready? Oh, come on, I can't hear you. I said, are you ready? Yeah, that's more like it. We're going to have some... we are having some crowd interaction today, by the way. So when I ask questions, I expect answers, boys and girls. Ladies and gents, we do this because we enjoy it, and we're going to try and whip you up into a frenzy over the next 2 days. Woohoo! Yeah, that's it. We love that.
Yeah, they're getting warmed up. It's a little bit. It's early in the morning, Mark, to be getting them to be that fired up. Normally, they don't make noise until the final four, and even that's a struggle sometimes. But I know Teeside always bring out the best crew, and I always know they make the loudest cheers. So I do believe we are almost ready to rock and roll. So there we go. Thumbs up all round. Do look like we're going to head down to the start line to get the first car warming up tyres, and it will be a Luke Conti in this incredible red S14. Again,
yeah, the man from Peterborough with his, he's got a JZ under the bonnet.
Yes.
And this car is absolutely immaculate. If you ever get the opportunity to get up close and personal to that car, it is absolutely spotlessly clean. And they've got a fantastic setup in the pits. And so Luke Conti with bags of power. I'm just having a quick look and see where he is in the standings. Currently in 8th place in the championship standings. So obviously could, with a good result today. Yeah,
I mean, look, he could do a good one today, get himself into the final four, get some nice points on the board. Let's see what Luke can do. Off the line, the first driver in our Pro 2 competition here at Teeside. Let's kick off qualifying here. And there you go, firing through the gears and down into initiation comes Luke Conti. Full commitment as he works his way up onto the bank. You see outside zone 2, nice and high, comes down the bank. Needs to go a little bit wider there, just about works the back end of that car into outside zone 3. Now, will he get that outside zone? Looks like he's going to just about get outside zone 5 there, and he's now starting to fall off line. You can see him, big clutch kick as Luke Conti shallows up the angle, dials it back on and across the finish line.
Yeah, a good safe run, a banker, as we'd say.
Yes, a banker.
Just so that the boys and girls at home and those of you who are watching here at the track, you will notice there is a chicane on the start line. Basically, that is the lead position for the battles later on, and the idea of the chicane is to make sure that the lead car in the battles later on can't run away from the chase car off the start line, because if a car's got lots and lots of power, they could use that to their advantage. So that's just a little insight into why there is a chicane on the start line, and these guys use that chicane during qualifying. And we just wait for the scores to drop in. So 79 from Peden, 79 from Rich, and an 81 from James, which gives him an average of 79.7. So Luke Conti, top qualifier so far.
and a really good first run. I
Yes.
mean, to come out the gate swinging like that, big statement. Callum Payne now sits on the line in yet again another S14. Start line, Marshall Dow gives him the thumbs up. Incredible amount of front camber on that S14. He comes through the chicane, down through the gears now. Callum Payne, well, he stood on the top step of the podium at Driftland. Going to look to replicate that very nice, fast, smooth initiation. He's gone very wide, just hangs on to it though, as Callum Payne. Oh, he's going to struggle now as Shallows up the angle, fires on. Now he's fallen apart really bad as Callum Payne, nerves getting to him. And this is not the Callum Payne we see in practice. He was absolutely dialed. Tries to get himself back on to that qualifying line. You can see that white line denoting the edge of the circuit. Not bad, but not the Callum Payne we see earlier on.
Yeah, very, very, very scrappy in my opinion. Currently sits fourth in the championship, so he's got it all to play for. And obviously, if he makes top 8 today and then qualifies again tomorrow, that will see Callum in
the pro class. Yeah. So there we go. Scores dropping in: a 63, a 64. Final score drops in, and it will be an average that decides it. A 63 for Callum Payne. So a 63 at the moment for Callum Payne. Harry Hudson on the line now. So Harry Hudson on the line now in that SR20 powered Toyota Corolla. And there we go. He gets a thumbs up through and down he comes. Very tight chicane this round. No messing around. Designed to keep these boys and girls all in check. Harry Hudson off the throttle early though. Big handbrake drag, gets himself set up, but he doesn't want to fall off track. You see him gets nice and high, down, very wide. As you can see him get a wheel onto that outside edge of the concrete. They are allowed to use that as a little bit of an escape, a little bit of room to manoeuvre now. Transitions back into the next outside zones. You can see him completely fulfilling that one. Drops a wheel over the edge of the circuit. Judges not going to penalise drivers too much there for dropping wheels on the edge of the circuit because there is a large amount of runoff. So they do allow them to use that to really extend the line. So we await the scores to drop in. So we await, here we go, scores dropping in. Oh, an 82 from Pedant, really likes that one. 80 from Rich. And James, waiting for his score to drop in. I want an 84, so very good scores there for Harry Hudson. An 82 for Harry Hudson, and these guys not messing around, really feeling the weather on this weekend. So judges saying under control, really nice control of the car. We move it along to Joel Conlon. So Joel Conlon now sits on the line. This is 350Z. Joel Conlon looking very cool, calm and collected in his little profile picture there. What can he do on circuit though? As I mentioned earlier, very good line driver. Just struggles with a little bit of power as he comes off the bank and down, extending into outside zone 3. Really needed to work and think about what he was doing.
Yeah, he was a little bit nervous when he came in this morning. I asked him, I saw him on the gate, and I said, "Are you all right? You ready for it?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm sound." But he said, "I've driven here plenty of times before," but he was still apprehensive of the fact that he's in a competition, not on a normal practice day.
Yeah, that's the thing. You take it away. Teeside run a lot of practice days here. It's easy to get yourself into that zone, you know, following that line. But once it comes down to the crunch and you're being judged.
I'll tell you what, though, that was,
very
like
nice.
you said, a line. Yeah, the very, very, very good line there from Joel. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm impressed with that one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, some nice scores dropping in so far from our drivers on their first qualifying runs. So here we go. And again, higher scores. There we go. Average drops in a 79 for Joel Conlon. The judges being very gracious today with their scoring. They must have definitely had a nice fry up this morning at the hotel on the way in. Here we go. Ben Mears now sits on the line. Now, mentioned this earlier, Ben Mears struggling with the car in practice. Sounded like it was cutting out. Just trying to hear it on the start line. Sounds fine. Comes through the gears. Sounds absolutely perfect to me. Now, this wasn't the problem. The problem was after initiation. Oh, and a very late initiation for Ben Mears.
Yeah, he certainly lifted before clip 1. That's not what the judges want to see, definitely not. But, I mean, we said it in the briefing that if you think the run-up's too long, you should initiate a little bit earlier. But no, so Ben backed off a little bit there before clip 1, not what the rest of the run, not so bad through the final clip. But yeah, I don't think he won't be a happy bunny with that one.
No, No, he won't, and that won't be what Ben Mears is after. So there we go, scores drop in for Ben Mears. And a 63. He'd be happy with that as the first one. So there we go. Me and Mark just discussing drivers here, just discussing about the scores, just having a little wager back here, having a little wager. So there we go, back on the line, John Gordon. Now John Gordon, I'm going to say, been looking very, very confident today.
Really?
Probably the best I've seen him drive so far this season.
Yep.
I hope I just haven't cursed him.
Well, yeah, commentators cursed, yeah. So the BHP Extreme driver coming down off the line. And a nice flick. He didn't lift there apart from a decent clutch fit, but shallow through. Oh, I mean, I would say that was shallow to wide. And then way off the clip. Oh, way up. And some chronic understeer. So I'm looking over at the judges and I'm sort of assuming that that's going to be a 0, just so that you know as well, those of you on the bank and those at home, if the drivers have a massive straighten, if they drift the wrong way on any part of the circuit, or they do a spin, or if they have 3 wheels off track, it is an automatic 0.
So there we go. Yeah, and it is, it's confirmed. Will be a 0 for John Gordon. And nice initiation. Carried a lot of speed, flicked in, straight into South Bank, no messing around, but just struggled. Got on a very strange line to outside zone 2. Then managed to get wide, nice and wide down, but come off throttle too early, cut the corner of the circuit, and found 2 wheels on the inside of the track. So we go back to the line we go. Harry Archer up next. So Harry Archer sits on the line, as we mentioned. Did an absolutely sterling job at round 1, took the top step of the podium, but as of yet haven't managed to see anything from Harry Archer again. What can he do this weekend? Judges saying he's got an incredible line. And judges saying just goes to prove you don't need a lot of horsepower around this track. Look at that from Harry Archer right to the edge of the circuit. Very tidy line. Comes down, a little bit of a straighten, sacrifices outside zone 3. Oh, he's going to work wide. Just looks like he's going to throw it off track. Doesn't. Keeps a hold of it though, as he finds that little turbocharged MX-5 into that outside zone. 1 more clipping point to go for Harry Archer. Very, very good. And a round of applause in the tower.
Do we know if that's turboed?
Yes, it's got turbo.
It's turboed.
Yeah,
so
turbo.
basically it's a 1600 MX-5.
Yep.
16 valve turbo.
Yep.
So it'll be about 200 brake horse.
250, I think.
250?
Yep. Pushing it.
In a car that weighs as much as a crisp packet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no wonder it works. Yeah. Any fans of the MX-5s out there?
One.
Hey,
There's a few.
There he is, look.
There's one. 63.
There's one. That must be his brother.
That's it. So there we go, a 63 for Harry Archer. We go back down to the start line. Paul Howell now sits on the line. Sheared the bolt in the lower arm in the first run of practice.
Wow, that's not a good look either, is it? No.
So they managed to get their car back out. The First Star Garage guys got their car back together and back out. And then he had quite a lot of tussles with his teammate.
Right, okay.
Instead of trying to finesse the line, they decided they were going to go at it hammer and tongs. And
so I'm assuming the First Start development guys are up on the banking somewhere.
Yeah, they'll be up there somewhere,
Up there
watching
somewhere.
on eagerly as Paul Howell comes firing down. Nice initiation.
Yeah, I mean, over the last few events, Paul, for me, has grown in stature with his drifting. He seems to have got some confidence from somewhere, and he's I mean, maybe it's hanging around with Matt Brown that drove Anthony's car last round at Driftland and what have you. But no, Paul seems to have had a new lease of life in these last 2 rounds, which is absolutely a pleasure to see. So. Yeah, fair play to him. Where are you, First Start development slot? Where are you? You must be on that banking somewhere.
They're hiding in the shade.
No, they must be in the pits. They're probably watching this on the live stream.
On the live stream in the pits, in case there's any problems, So, Paul Howell lays down his first qualifying run. Where's he going to score?
Oh.
So, judges just discussing this one. So, a 60 from Peden. Here we go, a 60 from Rich. Looks like they're going to be all round. Oh, James likes that one a little bit more. So that will be an average of a 61. So a 61 for Paul Howell. And we move it to Damon Murphy, who's been having an absolute mare so far today.
And you know what? Damon Murphy at the last round, unfortunately, ended up removing his car with the JCB with tines because his prop shaft snapped. And it just locked it up completely. But Damon Murphy, he's just out here having a laugh.
Having fun. He's
Yeah.
enjoying himself, and that's the main thing. He's out here having fun, enjoying himself. I think he was getting a little bit frustrated earlier on in practice, just couldn't manage to get the line dialed and struggled massively to get this car to work. And then when it counts, look at that. Absolutely blistering to the edge of the circuit. Once again, deep. Can he hold on to it? Big clutch kick now, make it work. Struggles to get to the outside zone, but he'll drop a few points for that one, but nothing too embarrassing for Damon Murphy. Drops a wheel, big clutch kick once again. It's not clean, but he's made it round.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a 10 out of 10 for effort, you know, for the line, making sure he hits the clipping points. But obviously, the judges will be looking for how they get from clip
Point
to clip,
to point,
right,
yeah,
rather
exactly.
rather than just hitting those clips. So yeah, so Peden drops in with a 56, Rich on a 58, and James with a 58, and the average is going to be 57.3. So yeah, so that we know there's more from Damon in that car, 100%.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. But looks like those first run nerves are out of the way and he's feeling a little bit more confident. We go back to the line. Matt Walker now sits on the line. This beautiful looking S14.
Yeah, big thank you to Matt, his recovery company. He's out here today helping us with the recovery. So a big thank you to Matt for sorting that out for us. And you can hear he's absolutely got that car nailed. Now, I believe, is it an LS in this, or is it a one UZ? Oh, that's 2 wheels off track. Now, the judges did say they're going to be penalised for 2 wheels off, but it might not necessarily be a 0. So
No.
Matt's still looking at potentially, you know, putting some putting some points on the board, and he comes through that final clip with his wheel right on the edge of the track. And it'll be interesting to see what the judges have to say on that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, the judges said in briefing, depending on where the wheels are off on the circuit is where they'll be harsher on the scoring. You know, full commitment outside zone 2, if you drop a wheel or two, it's going to be, they'll be lenient with you because you're pushing the car to the absolute edge of the track and beyond. So they're discussing this one, and I do believe it will be a score, but it's going to be low, I'd say.
Yeah,
from
I
experience.
think the commitment he showed, but he did rally across that top corner with his rear wheels. Let's face it. But even so, like you said, the judges said in the briefing, oh no, they have decided it was a 0.
Wow.
Obviously not enough. Yeah,
No.
so Matt Walker with it all to play in his second run. So I think that's our first.
No, that's a second.
Oh, that's
John
our
Gordon.
second.
John Gordon with a 0 as well. So 2 guys sitting with a 0 at the moment, out of top 32 action. And we make it official. We go back to the line. Gary Mickey now sits on the line.
Yeah, the Scottish driver travelled down yesterday and arrived late last night, and obviously in the vert, so he's nice and cool in that car with the roof off, but obviously fully caged up and all his safety gear, making sure he's safe inside that car. And he goes down off the line, and he's coming down into that first corner. Massive clutch kick just to initiate the car, and he hits clip 1. Now he's got to get that line right. Look at that, right up top, but not a lot of angle, and then they have to shallow it off a little bit, and then out to clip 3, and he's deep into 3, and he's just about... the judges obviously can see that zone better than on the live stream. We'll try and get that sorted, but no, that was a good run from Gary Mickey in my opinion. The judges clapping it, so yeah, judges happy with that as well.
I really enjoyed that run. I think that was nice technical line driving. Yeah, not sure if he managed to get that other outer zone down there at the bottom of the outside zone 4, but nevertheless, very, very nice from a man who I earlier on said didn't look too confident. Looks like he's kind of dialed it in, watched the live stream, see what everyone else is doing, took some time in practice to talk to the judges. Good score coming in for Gary Mickey.
That's going to be an 81.
Yeah, an 81.
Yeah.
So 81 at the moment for Gary Mickey and Harry
Are you
Hudson.
trying to work out where he is?
Harry Hudson still leading the
So
order
that
with an 82. Gary
that
Mickey in
goes
second place.
Yeah, in second place.
It will be Joe, no, not Joe Smith.
No,
it will be Marcus Ty.
Yeah, it's Marcus Ty. Yeah, Joe Smith, unfortunately, has had to pull out of the event.
Oh, wow.
He
Car
sent me a
problems.
message to say he's got car problems, so it's not Joe Smith as it says on the graphics, unfortunately. This is actually Marcus Ty.
Yeah, so Marcus Ty comes off the start line. Nissan Skyline. R32 fires in now. Marcus, again, another driver, been struggling a little bit today in practice. Just trying to get to grips with this track. Very aggressive car, very aggressive engine underneath the bonnet, but the aggression sometimes, judges saying to me earlier in practice that the aggression a little bit too much from Marcus Ty. As you can see there, the upshifts making it scrappy and not a good look there for Marcus Ty.
Loud. Is
Very
the word.
loud,
Just
yes,
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yes, a very angry R32. Yes.
So Marcus Ty, we await the score to drop in.
So yeah, we look across to the judges and we'll see if James can get Marcus's details on the screen. If not, we will go to Stacey and see if we can get the score of Stacey as an average. And a 60.7 for Marcus.
So there we go, a 60.7 for Marcus Ty.
So yeah, so this is
Lee Chambers. Lee Chambers now sits on the line. CA18 underneath the bonnet, 1.8, 16 valve turbo. I didn't even know there was any of these still about, Mark.
well, no, I mean the only person that always springs to mind is
Richard Dolby Smith.
Richard Dolby Smith, the man that loves the CA, but he's not competing. And that is a poorly sounding CA.
Yeah, not sounding too healthy there on initiation. Just sounded like he had a massive misfire that caused a whole load of understeering. I see him earlier on in the pits walking through, and I said, "How are you getting on?" He said, "I bought a 1JZ." So,
oh, has he bought one?
Yeah, so if that's the tale of things to come.
Right. So he's basically waiting for this engine to expire, but it sounded like it had expired as he went down to click 1. So, but I know he's had massive problems, and I know that at Driftland he was asking me where to get it mapped, because the waiting list to get cars mapped these days is. Yeah, it's not very good. It's huge apparently. So yeah, so he was struggling to get it mapped. But yeah, I'm just lip reading scores there. I saw James say 45.
So he's going to get a score.
Chunk, Rich 40, and Peden. Oh, I missed what Peden said.
So a 45.3 for Lee Chambers.
A 45.3. Yeah. Well, yeah, it didn't. I mean, let's be honest. I hate to say it, but it probably didn't deserve much more than that.
No, of course. And the problem is that the judges are looking for the perfect lead line for top 32 battles. Our first place qualifier will have the perfect lead line, or as close to it as possible. And unfortunately for Steve Knott, as you see, graphic pops up there.
Ah, right. Okay. So, Steve.
So there we go, Steve. I mean, this is a pro car. And everyone said to me earlier on, why is this guy out in the Pro 2 class? Well, because he took a year out, took some time out, come back and had to slot back in. Had a child.
Yeah.
And he's come back, and now he slots back into the Pro 2 class. But I can tell you something for nothing. This man won't be in the Pro 2 class for too long, that's for sure. Oh, and very tentative initiation there for Steve Knott. I expected a lot more, but he's on a very nice line, comes down. Oh, sacrifices outside zone 3 though, and that's going to make it difficult now on the transition to get back out to outside zone 4 and 5. As you can see, just drops a wheel on the edge of the circuit and across the line. Looks like the Batmobile, that car.
It does. No, it looks good. I like that. Yeah, I've always been impressed with Steve's car. Yeah, he certainly knows how to build a nice looking car. I mean, the way that Steve smokes that thing, honestly, when he gets it perfect, it is just like a smoke screen, as you know.
Yeah, it's an absolute smoke machine. There we go. A good scores dropping in for Steve Knott.
So an 83 from Peden, and Rich an 82, and James 79. So I reckon that's going to be 81 point something. Oh, 81.3. I'm guessing.
Your maths is a lot good.
Yeah, well, what are you
it's a lot better than me. An 81.3 for Steve Knott. We move it to this young man. Well, we said good things about him. Now, can he calm the nerves and make it happen? It is Oliver Baker on the line. I really like the look of this car.
Yeah.
I really like the look of this car. It looks a little understated. It looks like a road car with a crazy graphic, but let me tell you, it is absolutely blisteringly quick, and can he put it on that qualifying line? We've seen it in practice. Big faint initiation from Oliver Baker as he fires in, lifts off the throttle ever so slightly, let the car wash and get out to the outside line now, starts to get it controlled. Down he comes, outside zone 3, big drag of the handbrake, and that sacrificed that line ever so slightly. You can hear him working the clutch, getting back into it again as Oliver Baker finds that outside zone. Back on it, full throttle now, big clutch kick, wheel on the edge of the track, and across the line. Judges impressed with that one.
Yep, judges clapping away on that one. Yeah, so good run from Ollie. He got some decent seat time at Modified Nationals the other week, doing some passenger rides. So he's properly gelled with that being. Have we got any local supporting young Oliver in the ground? Oh, I thought we might have. Oh, they're all
pretty
over
much
here.
The whole crowd.
Yeah, he's like I say, he's actually from York, but his car's kept up here at Middlesbrough. I've got that right, haven't I?
And a big score drops in for the first run, an 83.3. Oliver Baker takes qualifying at the moment.
Yeah, that puts him on top of the pile for the moment. Right, so this is actually Michael Bennett.
Right, so Michael Bennett
I know,
jumping
yeah,
into a borrowed car.
Yeah, his first car broke this morning, and he's using this one. He brought 2 cars in case the first one broke, and it did.
Wise man.
So he's out in this second car, and I'll be honest, I've got no idea on the spec of this car. I'm not going to lie, but I mean, it's a compact, and way off clipping. And I tell you what, it doesn't sound like it's got a lot of ponies underneath that bonnet at all.
No, it sounds way underpowered at the moment as Michael Bennett tries to make his way around.
Oh, and he does a 3. I hope the photographer's got that, because that's the money shot there when he lifts that front wheel up with a dirt drop. But yeah, that looks like hard work.
Very hard work, yeah. I mean, so far off that qualifying line and way underpowered.
Yeah, I mean, it almost sounded like a 1.8.
I bet it is.
It's probably a 1.8. It's compact.
Yeah, I bet it's a 1.8.
They came with a 1.6 and a 1.8 out of the factory, I believe.
Well, he's going to get a score in. He's Michael Bennett.
49 from Peden. Rich 44. James with a 45, I think I heard. So we'll be around 47-ish, maybe.
Yeah, so 46 dead.
Oh, I was 1 out.
46 for Michael Bennett.
10 pence out.
10 pence out. Carl Handley up next on the start line.
Yeah,
they got that car fixed. Broke another drive shaft.
And he was at Modified Nationals again, doing passenger rides, and he did an absolute epic day of skids, and then put it into reverse to park it up, and gearbox went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just as easy as that.
He was not happy.
Yeah. But there we go. He's been looking good in practice. Just a little bit of car reliability. And he.
Yeah, completely messed up the initiation on clip 1.
Yeah, double initiation. Judge is not going to like that one. And once again, another big handbrake drag there as he comes down to outside zone 4. Nice flick across the track into 5. You can see him really working the car inside. And his team masters at changing drive shafts on the back end of this S14.5. So Carl Handley. I wonder if he'll get a 0 for the double initiation.
I don't know. I've just heard Peden in the distance there. He's right at the far end of the tower saying that initiation was
not
terrible.
Good. Yeah, not good.
But, right, here we go. 30 from Rich. Peden 40. And James is dropping in a... If he says 30... Oh, it's another 40. So, yeah, 36.7. Yeah, so there's a lot more to come from Kyle. We know he's got much more in him than that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly that. There we go. Oh, wow. Well, look, and this Eddie Hucker, meant to be up next on the line. Problems with the car.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's out of the car. And our start line Marshall Dale is there. And you can see our other start line Marshall Dale. 2 Dales.
Dale and Dale.
Dale and Dale. Making a run over to see what the issue is. Now, technically, he has to leave the start line under his own power. So, I wonder what the problem is. We're getting. You can see our start line Marshall on the radio there. We're going to get word of what is going on. Mark's just trying to find out what the situation is. I bet he's broke a drive shaft or something silly like that, Mark.
No, it's something a little bit more simple than that.
Oh, go on. He stalled it.
No. No, I'm not telling you. Anyway, he's going to make his way to the start line and set off. I'll tell you off mic.
Oh, okay. Is it that silly?
Yeah, it's very silly.
We don't want to embarrass him.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're saving him from the embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean it's Eddie. Let's have a look. And see. I'm going to have a look and see where he is in the championship standings. Let's have a look.
Well, there we go. He's off the line. Eddie Hucker now looking good in practice. A very pretty car. What has Eddie Hucker got? Off throttle very, very early and a big handbrake drag, though. He's going to let S13 try and wash out to outside zone 2. Just scuffs the edge of the paint with that rear wheel and a big waver now as he comes down into 3. He sacrificed that one. You can see, what a big catch of understeer as Eddie Hucker starts to fall apart and clutch kicks the car, drops a wheel off the edge of the circuit, and it's all falling apart right now for Eddie Hucker.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when you have a slight hiccup like he had on the start line there, it does throw you completely. Your confidence just, it can have a massive effect, whether it's, something really simple or something major. But, you're in that zone, you've been waiting 10, 15 minutes to get to that start line. And then, if you're not in that zone, it's so easy to get it wrong. And obviously, you can see there, Eddie scoring a 0 on that run. Yeah,
a prolonged amount of straightening in between clipping points and being scrappy. Judges deemed it enough to be a 0. Move it back to the line. It will be Will Foxwell And he's been looking good in practice.
Yeah.
He's been looking very, very good in practice. Confident, fast, absolutely firing this Nissan R32 in down at the bottom end of the circuit. Screams through the gears, does Will Foxwell. A little dab of the handbrake, lets the car scrub. He's going to let it wash right to the edge of the circuit as Will Foxwell, not messing around now. Doesn't get as wide as what we wanted, but he does get very wide into outside zone 3. Look at this from Foxwell, looking very aggressive. Nice transition back, absolutely fulfilling all of these outside zones. Foxwell looking absolutely outstanding as he brings it across the line.
Yep, the judges giving him a round of applause there. So could we see high 80s from the judges on this one?
I think this could top
where are we so
Oliver
far?
Baker. Oliver Baker with an 83.3 at the moment. This could top that score. The judges saying they like that one.
Yep, so let's see if they come in. Just had a...
Well, here we go. Oh, an 80, not as nice as what we thought. So maybe we overhyped that one more than what it was, and judges being a little bit more. Oh, so not a nice line, they're saying. So 79 for Will Foxwell. Said it looked impressive, but just didn't have the line. Up next it is Stephen Lynch. Stephen Lynch turned this thing into a smoke machine at Driftland, and not from the rear tyres, from the turbo. Said he had problems with the turbo all weekend. He's managed to get it sorted. Car's back up, fixed, repaired. Now Stephen Lynch really comes alive in the battles. But what can he do in qualifying? Once again, a little dab of the handbrake on initiation. Stephen Lynch looks to have tidied up this run. Looks like he was struggling maybe with the car earlier on in practice. Getting himself together on throttle very, very early. Is that going to help him out for outside zone? It certainly does. Transitions back for outside zone 5 now. Looks for 6. Rear wheel completely fulfilling it. On and off the throttle, modulating as he gets on that white line and down across the finish line. Nice job from Stephen Lynch. So, judges just having a chat about that run, waiting for the scores to drop in.
Yeah, he actually sent me a message saying, where are we? What's saying any gears?
Oh, and I've just heard word from our scrutineer to say that he's got a bungee cord holding it in gear.
Yeah, he sent me a picture. Look.
Wow.
So basically, once he gets off the line, first, second, gets into third, leaves it there.
Wow,
so
there we go.
That's going to be a 78 then.
A 78 for Stephen Lynch on his first run. He'll be happy with that one. Up next, Zach Parker, now a new guy to the UK Drift Championship. I really like the look of this car. Been told about the engine. Incredible amount of time, money and effort spent on the engine in this car. Sounds incredible. 280 horsepower of a naturally aspirated 3-litre 6-cylinder engine.
Right, so he's off the line and a nice clutch kick there just to get the car loose before he transitions into that first corner. And look at that, right up on clip 2. Shallows the line a little bit wobbly, but he's out to 3, which is going to mean he's a bit too fast into the first hairpin. And Zach spins around, and we all know what we get for a zero in this, for a spin in this game, and it's a big fat 0, unfortunately for Zach. So, I mean, he was confident this morning. He was, he was quite happy this morning. He was like, yeah, I'm all right. He was, he was confident.
Feeling
so no,
good.
let's hope it was just the first qualifying run nerves, and then he does it in the second one. Yeah,
exactly
let's hope
that. Yeah, he just got the jitters, and I think he went way too deep, got onto the marbles on the outside edge of the circuit where not a lot of people have been, and that was it. Just upset the balance of the car, spun him around. So a 0 for Zach Parker on his first qualifying run. Keelan Trevelyan now sits on the line.
Yeah, I love this car.
I love this car.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I love a 4-door-32. Yeah. So no, but yeah, I mean, again, Keelan spoke to Keelan yesterday, and he was quietly confident. I think. I can't remember if he said it was his first time here today, this weekend. So if it is, I mean, going into this first corner now, especially in your first qualifying run, it does take, I'm not going to lie, it takes some balls to go into that first corner. And that's 2 wheels off and a straighten. And
he bolts it,
a bumper on eBay tonight, boys and girls.
Yeah, completely bails on the run.
Yeah.
Does Keelan. And Judge Rich Newton was saying that he spoke to him and he said, look, the track is grippy. You have to really have commitment, have faith, and send it in to South Bank full throttle.
Yeah.
And Keelan struggled with that in practice, and I think He went for it, but just...
It takes a serious amount of nerve to go into this first corner here at Teeside Flat. Absolutely. I mean, the live stream, and unless you're actually here, you can't see the camber of the corner is a lot more than you would think. If you put a football at the top of the corner at clip 2, it would very quickly roll to the inside of the corner under its own steam, and it really is steep, as we see. Tom Fruin-Clark from the Mapped Motorsport team off the start line, and Flynn just gets the car a little bit unsettled and flicks it into that first clipping zone, and look how wide he is, just on the edge of the track, and just drops it down a little bit shallow, deep into 3. Can he keep it? He's been pulling so much angle in practice this morning. I know James Van Bacon will be in his ear now, telling him exactly what he should be doing. Look how deep he is through there. Wow. Right, well, I'm going to ask if I can speak to James or not.
Yeah, he's just. Do you know what? And for me, I was going to say, Fruin-Clark has been struggling with this track all day, sending it off outside zone 2 nearly every single run, spinning on that first hairpin. Looks like he's kind of got that dialed, but then really messed up the final hairpin and outside zone.
Wow. And I'm just looking across at the judges.
Oh, do you know, I had that feeling.
I know, that final clip.
And it was a massive straighten from the final clip to the finish line.
Yeah.
Finish line is, 60, 80 foot away. So
I'm not going to say what James will be saying now on the headphones.
Yeah. He was cheering him at one point. Now he was,
Yeah.
Jamie Pike comes off the line. Nissan Skyline R34. Incredible car. Went to see him in the off-season. He was very, very nervous about coming back to drifting. Very nervous about using the car. Spent a lot of money and time in the off-season getting it right. But it looks like Jamie Pike has got it dialed on a lot of angle. That's going to sacrifice a whole lot of line. Yeah, there we go, an opposite drift. Oh, and he's got it very wrong as Jamie Pike. Oh, catches fuel surge or misfire. Yeah, massive problems there for Jamie Pike.
Either that or unless he caught 5th instead of 3rd.
Oh, wow.
But obviously, instant 0 for Jamie.
It's misfiring really badly as it drives past the commentary tower.
Yeah, not very good. Well, him and the team with Dom Gates. Dom Gates back in action tomorrow in that car, all being well. Obviously, hasn't competed this year, as we looked at times and we see.
James Cross.
Excuse me.
James Cross.
James Cross.
Well, he's had moments of brilliance this weekend and then moments of four-wheel driving across the grass. So let's see what James Cross can do. Been up and down today like a yo-yo as Mr. Cross. I know he'll be taking full aggression out, fires in. Lifts off throttle very early though. Yeah, big lift. You can hear it here at Teeside. You can hear when the guys are off throttle, and that absolutely crucifies the run. Doesn't allow the car to get all the way up the bank on South Bank. Oh, and a spin.
Oh, James.
Another one. Another driver.
Did the same at Driftland. Got 2 zeros at Driftland, if I remember correctly.
I think the nerves to qualify and get to him.
I think so.
Sitting in the line, waiting for your run is just too much. And I know the best of the best. They get like that sometimes.
I used to fall asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep at Knockhill once.
I did it at Donington. Yeah, I'm sat in the line and then somebody's knocking on my window saying, "Sweets, you need to wake up, it's your turn." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Yeah.
Forgot I was here for drifting. There we go.
But it was a day like this, red hot.
Yeah.
Sat in a car, no aircon. Yeah, in your overalls.
Sound
it's
asleep.
Not good. Right.
Andreas now sits on the line in this incredible Nissan Skyline R33, slots it in gear. You can see sequential gearbox. Now, look, I see him have one practice run, then when he came off the track, the rear wheel was hanging off the car. So problems, but the team have got it fixed. Through the gears, car sounds incredible.
Yeah, it broke a hub.
Oh, wow.
The bottom ball joint, he showed me, the bottom ball joint was literally on a piece of metal and that's all that was left. So it actually broken off at the bottom of the hub. So they've obviously got it fixed and he's out here. So he's literally done one practice run before this and it broke, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So this is effectively his first
real run.
Proper run. So fair play. Yeah, considering that's his first run of the day. And he's been working. Him and his team have been working like crazy in the pits trying to get that car ready so he can do these 2 qualifying runs, and then obviously he'll be hoping he gets in that top 32 that we'll be running this afternoon.
So there we go. Andreas Vasinikis waits for his score to drop in, and we
I don't know if it was. Yeah, I don't know.
We had a whole host of zeros in the last. Can we get a score? Yes, we can. We started off so well. The top runners there making some real good scores, and then we got down middle of the pack and everyone seems to start falling apart a little bit, nerves getting to him.
Look at that. Richard being very harsh.
Very harsh.
Very harsh. But hey.
Look at that. Look, two ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah. Well, this is why we have 3 judges, because all 3 of them have a different opinion. If we all thought the same, we'd just have exactly the same scores every time. So no, it's good to see some difference between the judges, obviously, seeing a bit different. So that is not John Lewis Hudson.
No, this is Ames Hill.
Ames Hill in the Fast R34. I'm trying to think where, was it last weekend she was out? I can't remember. Or was that, but basically this car gets some serious use. Double
duty this weekend as well, because if it survives today, it's going to be doing some driving tomorrow
with Marcus
Clare behind the wheel. So Marcus Clare will be eager to get his hands on this Nissan Skyline. But Ames Hill looking more and more confident, and I spoke to her earlier on, and she said the problem I have is that this car is so big that sometimes I don't realise where the back of it is, and I just remove it.
She's terrible for using the clipping points literally instead of metaphorically.
And she asked me if I could make the chicane bigger because the car's so big. I said no, it's the same for everyone, unfortunately. So Ames Hill makes her way down in the fast start, Nissan Skyline R34, tentative initiation, but playing it safe because there's a lot of zeros on the board at the moment. So Ames just needs to get a score on the board, and again, nerves, I do believe, playing into this one. And that comes down to a misshift.
And that is going to be a 0. Looking at Chunk, he's looking at me with one of those looks as if to say, what on earth?
Yeah.
So Amy gives us a wave.
Yeah, and that would have been a misshift down to the hairpin.
So more pressure on another driver for the second round of qualifying.
Wow.
Right, so we look to the line, and we have
David Madge.
It should be David Madge. Now, David had a terrible time at Driftland, and I know for a fact he's up to making up for it today. Right, let's see if the BMW Kings, I hope I've got that right, can pull it out of the bag. And he's flat from the line, and a little bit of a faint initiation straight back on the power. Hesitant out to 2, but he's made it out there, and a straighten.
And now the car won't play ball.
Right, so again, we'll have to see what the judges have got to say after this run. I mean, the rest of the run, these 2 hairpins are fairly straightforward. It's just that first 3 clips are the hardest 3 clips on this track, and if you don't get that initiation right, the rest of the run is hard work until you get to the hairpins.
It's technically over because you just cannot get back on that qualifying line. There we go. It will be a 0. Wow, look at that. We started so strong, and then the grid have really felt the pressure now as they moved along. And we know they sit in their cars watching the live stream, so they would have known there's no safe runs. Everyone's going for it today, so you really got to push hard. Well, David Madge's teammate Aaron Grantham sits on the start line, and Aaron been absolutely a demon today, pushing this car to 110%. So Grantham sits on the line awaiting the signal to go. So Grantham gets a thumbs up, slams the door shut, slots the car in gear, and there we go. Through the chicane he goes, down through the gears. And Grantham going to be looking for a little bit of redemption this weekend. Going to be looking to try and claw some points back in the championship.
Wow.
Nice initiation. Very high. Can he hold on to it? Oh, and he's going to go way wide.
Whoa. Oh, blimey.
Oh, and he just bails out of it.
He's lifted. No, he's backed off. So another 0 on the board.
Wow. What a turnout for the books. When so many guys looked so strong. Even Grantham in practice just looked absolutely on it. Run after run after run. And there we go. We do make it official. It will be 0s all round for Aaron Grantham. 2 wheels off circuit. And not in a fashion where it was controlled. He was completely out of control with those 2 wheels off.
Yep, so straight back up to the start line. It should be Mr. Cletus in the First Start Developments Compact with a V8 with a supercharger on it.
Yes.
Got it right.
500 odd horsepower, I do believe, in that little BMW compact. Anthony Cletus getting himself worked up, ready to go. Oh, door comes open.
Oh, blimey.
Wow, smashes into the chicane. And
well, at least he went through it.
At least he went through it, and it did help shut the door.
And Cletus. Again, no lifting before the initiation, which is what the judges want to see, and just bring it down a little bit, dude. And that's it, out to 3, nice and deep. So now out to that touch and go, and you can hear him kicking the clutch, trying to get that car where it needs to be, out to the, not quite out there. Oh, blimey, and a little bit of a straighten.
It sounds like the car was massively down on power.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was either misfiring or struggling. Just wasn't, that wasn't 500 horsepower.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know he's had problems with the belt, hasn't he, on the supercharger?
And wiring issues. That's what they've had big problems
belts.
with.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's even running the supercharger at the moment.
Yeah, because I think he ran at Driftland in his.
He took the belt. Yeah,
I think he took the belt off and just didn't bother.
So
well, at least he's got a score on the board. So Peden with a 59, Rich with a 49, and James. Let's see what James drops in. James drops in with a 52. So again, Peden been a little bit more generous than the other two judges, but again, that's their prerogative. That's their they're looking at it individually.
Yep. So there we go, 53.3. Darius has it to kick. Sits on the line. And this car, so understated because it comes down the straight, through the gears, doesn't make hardly any sound. As soon as he clutch kicks it, comes up on boost and it really comes alive. Very quiet, nice initiation.
Absolutely, on point.
Oh, he's too far.
No, he's too far. Bumpers off.
Yeah, he's debeaded as well, look at that.
He's debeaded a tyre.
Oh, man.
So that's the end of that run, and another 0 on the board. So yeah, another driver with an awful lot to do.
Oh, wow, a lot of these guys have really now got to go back, sit in the pits and say, we need to put a safe run in, but safe enough that we're going to score higher to low 60s.
Just a run would do.
To get in the show.
Yeah. The problem is, with the track temperature being so high as well, to a lot of these drivers, this is a new level, I mean, Finn Wells this morning, I had a chat with him and his parents yesterday, and I said, you'll be fine. I said, just build up your confidence and just go for it. And let's hope we see him do exactly that.
Well, he's been looking stronger and stronger as we move through practice. And I know they're constantly developing, constantly working on this car, trying to make changes, trying to make it exactly what it needs to be to give Finn the tool for the job. As we just remove the back end of Darius's E46 BMW from the circuit, he will get the thumbs up. And there we go, final run, or final first run of our drivers down Finn Wells through the gears. Nissan 350Z, Alor Engineering, absolutely incredible build. And the family backed, very professional setup. Look at this though, the line from Finn Wells, incredible now. Holds it on angle, very tidily done from Finn Wells. This is looking very good from Finn Wells. Clinical line driving at the moment. This is what he tried to dial in. Look at that, dabs of the handbrake to set the car up perfectly for them outside zones. Yes. Back onto it again. Finn Wells absolutely smashes it.
Yes. Wicked. Yeah, his brother does grass track racing.
Yes, which is very close to your heart.
Well, it was once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, once
many
upon a
moons
time.
ago.
So now his brother's racing this weekend. So I think they said he was here today, and then he's going back down there tomorrow.
So there we go, double duty this weekend for Finn Wells, and the young man puts in an impressive first run in qualifying.
Yeah.
A nice average score. We'll drop in
74.7.
74.7 for Finn Wells. So there we go. Nice score for Mr. Wells. And that means we go back to the beginning again. And we get ready to see a Luke Conti once again. Well, 79.7 with his first qualifying run. He'll be feeling very, very confident knowing there's a lot of zeros out there. There are a lot of guys with work to be done. So there you go, everyone. Just basking in the sunshine here at Teeside Autodrome as we await for our guys to get ready for the second runs of qualifying. Judges just having a chat, putting some notes in the driver group for the drivers, saying, look, just put a good run in, put a safe run in, but that safe run can't be too safe, because otherwise a low 60 will find you out of qualifying at the moment. So we get ready to go back to the start line, and while we get this little break in action, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, who without them none of this would be possible. So a huge thank you to Control, As New Fuel Injectors, Driven Racing Oil, Corbo Seats, Funk Motorsport, Fast R, Dorenza, Garage D and Hell Performance. And later on we will be seeing our Hell Performance replays. As we get into the top 32 action, our judges be looking for those slow-mos, looking for those wheel drops, looking for that contact, and looking for our guys.
Yep, so just looking at the top of the table after the first run. So Oliver Baker is currently our top qualifier with an 83.3. Harry Hudson on an 82. Steve Knott on an 81.3. Gary Mickey on an 81. Luke Conti on a 79.6. And then we have Joel Conlon on a 79. Will Foxwell on a 79. And then Stephen Lynch on a 78. And Finn Wells, the youngster from down in Essex, I believe, currently sat in 9th place with a 74.6. And then rounding up the top 10 is Ben Mears with a 63.3. So those are your top 10 contenders right at this moment in time. And obviously they've all got one more run to do before we then go on to the all-important top 32 finals. Let's hope we do get a top 32, just so that you're aware if we end up with less drivers than 32 actually scoring points. Obviously, if they haven't scored a point at all, if they actually fail to score a point, they will not get to run into the top 32.
No, we'll have a bye run.
Yeah.
So
the person that they were supposed to begin would automatically get a bye run into the top 16. So unless we get 32 drivers scoring points in the second runs, we could end up with some bye runs in the finals this afternoon. Because obviously it's unfair to allow those that haven't scored a point basically to take part in the final. So no, that's how it's going to be this afternoon. But let's hope and pray. I mean, who wants to see some top 30? Who wants to see some battles this afternoon? Some good ones.
That's too early in the day, Mark.
Oh, I think nobody.
Too early in the day. No one wants to see any battles just yet. They want to get.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm trying to think. No, I shouldn't do this. No, I was going to say message me, but I'm not going to.
No, that's dangerous.
I'll just get loads of abuse.
That's a dangerous game to play, that is, Mark. I've done that in the past, and you end up with no battery on your phone and 6 million messages. So there we go, as we await to just get our system reset, ready to go for the second round of scores. Yeah, I have had a text message, actually, from Julian Smith at Garage D. And he said, hot enough for you all. Live stream and everything looks good. Have a good one. So, yeah, thanks to Julian for watching. Nice to know that you're tuning in. Garage D, hashtag in stock if you want anything for a Japanese car. Basically, Julian will probably have it on a shelf, or if he doesn't have it on a shelf, he'll know where he can find it. Yeah, Dorenza Performance. You need to check out their website for the multi-vane technology intercoolers. Absolutely. They blow my mind. You need to go and have a look. If you run a car with an intercooler, go and have a look at Dorenza for their MVT intercoolers. Funk Motorsport, prime today. Red hot Today's
conditions.
Today.
Oh,
heat management is today.
Heat management for turbo blankets, heat control, Funk Motorsport. They are your people. Obviously, brake lines, any kind of fine, fuel lines, etc. Hell Performance. They are the people to speak to. Ask to speak to Steve. Tell him I sent you. He'll kill me for that, but yeah, tell him I sent you. Corbo seats as well, keeping the drivers in check and safe in their cars, making sure that they are not moving around in their seats. You need to speak to... no, he'll kill me. I better not.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
Right.
Don't say his name.
Driven Racing Oils, obviously, keeping cars lubricated. Speak to Axel or send the Facebook page a message, Driven Racing Oils. The UK version, and then obviously ASNU for your injectors.
Yeah, so there we go. They're our partners who make all of this possible. And we've got the thumbs up all around. System reset, ready to go for the second round of scores. And there we go. A very, very confident Luke Conti sits on the line, warms up the tyres. There's a little wave to the start line, Marshall, to say, well, I nailed the first one, so what shall I do? Should I just go for it? Should I... What do I do? And Dale's
what would you do? What's he had? A 79.7?
79.7. If Dale just said to him, send it, to be fair.
I'd drive it.
Yeah, just go for it. You know, nothing to lose. Do what you was doing in practice, because it was very, very impressive, and the judges were applauding you every single run. And he's going to come for it. Through the gears he goes as Luke Conti absolutely fires into that first outside zone. Very early initiation. Lets the car wash. Gets a little touch of understeer. He's gone way too wide. Put too much angle in it. He's going to hold on to it, but he's going to have to straighten to make outside zone 3. And such a shame. So much promise in that initiation from Luke Conti. Gets himself back onto it once again now. Oh, and a mistake again as he looks for outside zone 5. As Luke Conti hammers down. And that is not going to be an improvement on his first qualifying run. I can guarantee that one.
No, but like I say, with that first run in the bank, yeah, he'll be happy with that 79.7 on his first run, and that will stand him in good stead. And he's in that top 32 with that score. I would almost 100% say he's in there with a chance in the battles. So 55 from Peden, 50 from Rich, and James Grimsey drops in with a 50, so that'll be a 52.5-ish.
51.7. Close. You're good at this. Like
10 pence short.
It's like a little game.
Mark and Mark. Bring back the noughties.
There we go. Callum Payne. Well, Mr. Callum Payne, 63 on his first qualifying run. Did the nerves get to him? I wonder if they did. He looked rock solid in practice. Can he calm the nerves, get himself a little bit higher up in qualifying, and get himself a nicer run into the final later on today? And this looks like Callum Payne on much better form. Look at the line he takes for outside zone 2. Down he comes. Absolutely clinical from Callum Payne. On the throttle, nice and early. Look at that, fulfills outside zone. Flicks the car across the track for outside zone 5. Very tidy job from Callum Payne. This is going to be a very good score. Look at that wheel on the edge of the track from Payne.
Right, come on, give him a round of applause. That was epic, yes. Callum Payne, I reckon that's going to be...
Go on, you're playing a dangerous game there. I'm starting to think of scores. Is he going to break the 90s? Is he going to break the 90s? Are you trying to... he's trying to incite into the judge's head.
Just so he's...
It's not that high, is it? Oh, look at that, an 87 from Rich. They like it, but not that much. It is a massive improvement on his first score. Where will it be for Callum Payne? On the average, an 84.3 for Callum Payne, and he's looking strong.
And that puts him top.
That does put him top of qualifying at the moment. So,
1
Mr.
point
Saturday, we should start calling him now.
Mr. Saturday.
Harry Hudson now on the line, slams the door closed with aggression. That incredibly beautiful looking Toyota Corolla squeezes through the chicane, down through the gears. Well, an 82, nothing to lose for Mr. Harry Hudson. Fires in, waits though for the car to wash, now starts to get into it as he pushes the car all the way to the outside edge of the circuit. Looking good as Hudson comes down very deep in 3 on throttle early. Harry Hudson doing a very, very tidy job. Oh, big off throttle moment though as he transitioned the car. Looks for the final outside zones once again. Incredible job from Harry Hudson.
Yeah, happy with that. Well, it's a Corolla, so I'm always
You're always happy with that one. I love that car. Far too nice to be drifted. It took so much damage this year as well. It was beautiful at round 1 at Three Sisters.
Well, I mean, one day, hopefully, he'll bring out his RA28, but I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but the last time I saw it, it was sat in Fast Art Studios.
Yes, it was.
Yes, last time I saw it. Yes, and I know he's just had a rocker cover done for it with his team colours and his number on it, and it looks epic. Honestly, it looks fantastic. Yeah, check him out on Facebook, Harry Hudson. Yeah, he's RA28.
So there we go, a 78.3 for Harry Hudson. We move along. Joel Conlon, now 79, understated 350Z, but the line driving from this young man has been incredible today. Can he replicate that once again? We would like to think so. He's up there in the top 10 at the moment. Joel Conlon.
Well, like I say, he said to me that he was a regular here and he'd been here quite a lot, so he knows this circuit, so he should be doing well, but obviously shy on clip 3 there as he comes down off the south bank into the first hairpin, and then, I mean, these last 2 hairpins for me are muscle memory. I mean, would have been small, tight, compact, fairly straightforward, and over the line he goes, and let's see if that will improve on his 78. Is that
79? That's
that
my
79?
really bad handwriting. My handwriting's terrible. So 79 there for Joel Conlon.
Ooh, similar.
Yeah,
74 from Rich.
Consistent though. That could be the key. I always say that consistency could, get you through the day, get you through the weekend, get you through the season. Score drops in. 75.3, miles away that time.
Oh no! I'll keep doing it.
A 75.3 as we move to Ben Mears with a 63 now. This car not playing ball.
Right, where's Ben Mears' team? On the banking somewhere. Sorry for those watching on the live stream, but obviously we have a crowd here at Teeside as well as you watching at home. But thank you for tuning in, and I hope you make sure you share this stream so those of your friends and family that love drifting get to see the UKDC, and Ben Mears, look at that line right out to the top and manages to keep it. I thought, same as you, Ian, that it was going to mess that up, but no, it manages to keep it, but then some low wheel speed. I think the drivers don't realise that into that hairpin, they've got to keep the foot down to get out to that first touch and go, as we call it.
And you know what? I think they've fixed that car. Whatever they've done, didn't break down, didn't break up, sounded pretty crisp. Didn't sound as powerful as what it did.
Better than a 63, do you think?
But I think that's going to be better than a 63. The line was really nice for outside zone 2. So see how the judges find it. Oh, no, similar score. So they're not 2. Oh, completely split.
Yeah, difference of
very
opinion.
Split, yeah, big difference in opinion there. And Pedem not liking it so much.
No.
Average drops in a 69. So an improvement, but not too much there. So John Gordon now steps up to the line. He sits on a 0. All to play for right now for John Gordon. Run 1, a 0. Got that car on the inside, 2 wheels on the grass. A lot of corrections having to be made for John Gordon. He comes through the chicane.
So apparently, what I didn't know is that Harry sold his Lucas. So anyway, thank you, Carl. Nice to know you're watching. We'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, John Gordon, and he needs to pull this run off.
Well, he looks like he's going to. Oh,
go
big
on,
angle.
John, get that lock on. Go on, keep it going, keep it going. We need John in that top 32 this afternoon. And he's got all the lock on this car, so there's no excuse. Again, another driver that was a modified nationals the other week. And absolutely wringing its neck trying to get over that line and trying to keep a little bit of angle. But I would think it'll be, I suspect that'll be a score on the board either way.
Yeah, that's going to be a score on the board for sure. Scored a 0 on his first qualifying run, so it will be a score for John Gordon. Just that little touch of straightening / opposite drift from John after that final clipping point. Are the judges going to be that harsh on him? No, they're not. They're going to drop a score in. It looks like a 60 from James, a 52 from Rich. So there we go. Scores drop in, and an average of a 56.3 for John Gordon. To be happy to get a score on the board. 63 for this young man. Up next, Harry Archer, the winner of round 1 at Three Sisters. That car just worked at that track. Can it work again? Can it put him where he needs to be? Well, judges saying that Harry Archer, a true candidate for someone who says you don't need a lot of power to drift. And Harry Archer have been putting this car right to the edge of the circuit all day in practice. Sun shines down at Teeside Autodrome as Harry Archer and the little MX-5 fires into outside zone 1. You see the way he lets that car wash. Looks for outside zone 2. Very technical drive. Then starts to dial the angle on. Very nice line down into 3. As Harry Archer just scrapes the edge of the box with the rear wheels as he now looks to transition into outside zone 5. Tidy job from Harry Archer. You can see him winding the lock on, kicks a hammer down to the edge of the track, across the line. Nice job from Harry Archer.
And we know, we all know MX-5s work anyway because look at Tom Van Beek.
Yes,
you know,
Tom Van Beek's car just works.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be here tomorrow. People are sending me messages, funnily enough. There's a surprise.
We knew that was going to happen. Oh, here we go. Nice score dropping in for Harry Archer. Nice improvement. A 71. Drops himself way up the order. And up next is Paul Howe. 61 on his first qualifying run. And again, another man who's been slowly calming the nerves, slowly finding the pace.
So where's the first start development crew on the banking then?
They're in the pits, watching the live stream on TV.
Live stream. Boring. Have we got any BMW fans out there?
Loads. There we go, through the gears goes Paul Howe. Fires into outside zone 1, gets on the throttle nice and early. Look at this, dials a lock on. Paul Howe right to the edge of the circuit. Holds it together. Does shallow up though as he comes down. That sacrifices the line into outside zone 3. Paul Howe on and off of the throttle, modulating it. Works his way through. Gets himself back into it. Stares out of the side window. Oh, and has to straighten before the line.
Will they class that?
Yeah, complete straighten. I don't think they will, no. They're being very lenient. Well, to a point they're being very lenient.
He had a previous. Yeah, so no, I mean, if like, I mean, I did say it on the commentary here. If you want to send me a message to give me some information that I might not be aware of, then please feel free. I mean, I've just been told that Michael Bennett's is a 2.5 compact, but it's got at least 190 horse, and that's it.
Wow.
So, yeah, that would explain why
he's struggling, yeah.
Michael's struggling with that.
So a 75 for Paul Howe, a much better improvement. Damon Murphy now sits on the line at 57.3. And as we mentioned, struggled in practice. Looked like he just got this run to work and got himself a score on the board. Can he improve on it? We're feeling a little bit more confident now as he comes through the chicane. Down through the gears to that first outside zone. Damon Murphy, big clutch kick initiation. Oh, but he has to back out of it. Catches a lot of understeer, and that's going to wash him very wide. And now he's on the inside, puts a wheel on the inside curve. He's way off that qualifying line. He's going to transition, trying to get himself back online, back into the points. Can Damon Murphy improve? Oh, and that car not sounding too good. Angry is Damon Murphy.
Pot bangs.
Yeah, he's angry.
I'm not going to say the other bit. Yeah, but he's out there and he's having a go. Right, Matt Walker. Oh, we'll wait until we get Damon's scores for his second qualifying run here at Teeside, and Rich dropping in with a 50.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an improvement on his first qualifying run.
And that's going to be a 53-ish. 53. Oh, got it right. Boom.
A 53, so a 53 for Damon Murphy. Matt Walker, well, he's on a 0. Went too high into that first corner, dropped wheels on outside zone 2, and judges saying, yeah, look, there's points of the circuit where we will allow a wheel drop, but it's how extreme it is. Matt Walker, flat to the floorboards. Big handbrake drag though as he sets that car up. Now tries to get up to outside zone 2 but not go too wide. Looks like he's got this one working. Down into the bank he comes, on and off the foot brake. Works himself around that first hairpin now as Matt Walker flicks into outside zone 5, looking tidy. As Walker puts the rear wheel on the line, and across the line a much stronger Matt Walker.
Yes, that's much more like it from what we've seen of Matt at Driftland. So yes, so Matt Walker with a score on the board and getting himself, I would say, into the all-important top 32 final that we will see later in the afternoon.
Well, there we go. A nice score dropping in, a 74 from Payne, 75 from Rich. And James got 77, so that's going to be a very nice score
76
for Matt Walker, 75.3.
I'll keep guessing, and I'll keep getting abused.
Keep getting them wrong, keep getting abused. Gary Mickey now on the line. Mr. Convertible, Mr. Cool, we're going to call him this weekend, because he is probably one of the coolest drivers out there. 81. So yep. Gary Mickey looks like he pulled it together. Look at that big feint initiation across the track. A dab of the handbrake, sets himself up on throttle. Look at the line from Gary Mickey. Almost all 4 wheels through outside zone 2. He comes down, dials on the angle, slows the car down, back on throttle nice and early. Gary Mickey looking strong. Nice transition from Gary Mickey out to the edge of the circuit. Full throttle now. Big aggression. Upshift and across the line.
Yeah, snatches that extra gear just to keep him sideways over the line.
Nice.
Yes, very good indeed. A good run there from Gary. But obviously he had an 81 previously. Do the judges think that was a better score?
Yes.
85 from Peden. Could this put him top of the pile?
Oh, an 87 from Rich.
Oh, definitely. I would say if this is, oh yeah, 100%. 86 is 85 point. Yes, 85, just looking through.
No, still not. Carl Handley, 86, no, sorry. It's a 36, my handwriting catches me out again.
Your handwriting again, yeah.
So an 85, I do believe, puts Gary Mickey in first place in qualifying at the moment. We move it back to the start line, Marcus Ty at 60.7. So off the line, Marcus Ty. Down through the gears he goes. And Marcus Ty struggling to get to terms with this car this year. Staying in, come on, put a big clutch kick, nice. Big clutch kick as he finds the outside edge of the circuit, fires down into 3, does sacrifice 3 to look for outside zone 4. Nice transition back, now starts to really find his flow, find himself in the zone as Marcus Ty right to the edge of the track. Oh, a little wobble, but he holds it.
Yeah, just drifts the wrong way a little bit over the line.
Yeah, a little opposite drift. Not
Judges,
sure how harsh they're going to be
they're discussing.
on Marcus Ty for that. 60 on his first qualifying run. So Marcus Ty scores drop in. A 68 will be an improvement. A 60 on his first qualifying run. There we go, a 70 from James. Really like that one. So that will be an average of a 68 for Marcus Ty. Nice improvement on his first score. Lee Chambers up next to 45.3. And Chambers really needs to get that initiation dialed. That was where he lost a lot of points.
Yeah, that initiation on his first run, well, the points are for the remainder of the run, in my opinion. But like you said, running that 1.8 CA,
yep.
Like you said, if he's bought a JZ, obviously he'll be running this engine till it's
oh wow,
till its death, I guess. But, yeah, wide, but then scrappy and straight and straight.
Yeah,
blimey.
It's a whole host of errors creeping into this one from Lee Chambers, and I'm not sure that this is going to be an improvement. As Lee Chambers makes his way around out to the outside edge of the circuit, gets it together through the hairpins, but that initiation just being his kryptonite this weekend.
Yeah, not good at all. Not good at all.
So Chambers.
Well, he's got score on the board, so
he has got
at this moment in time, he's definitely in that top 32. I mean, I must admit, I wouldn't want to follow him into that first corner.
No, that is the problem, and that is the problem. Judges will be talking about that, deliberating it. Will it be a 0? I wonder if they're going to score him a 0 for this second run. Is it chaseable? And I can hear them saying, you know, the initiation technically scores a 0. Oh,
yep.
There we go. Peden drops in a 0, and it's unanimous. It will be a 0 for Lee Chambers. Yeah, an unchaseable lead. So there we go. So Stephen Knott up next at 81.3, looking very, very confident on his first qualifying run. As we said, this young man, a lot of people saying, well, why is he not in the Pro class? Well, that is because he took some time out and now finds himself in the Pro 2 class, fighting to get into tomorrow, into that Pro class to drive with the big guns, the big show. Through the chicane, down through the gears comes Stephen Knott. Late, very late initiation from Stephen Knott. Did that play in his favour? Works his way down to outside zone 3, completely fulfills that zone. Judges applauding this one. Starts to dial the angle on the transition. Big, wild, snappy transition. As Stephen Knott gets lost in a cloud of his own smoke. Oh, he sacrifices the outside zone though. Hammers on the throttle across the line. So very nice job there from Stephen Knott. Will it be an improvement on an 81.3? He did drop that outside zone. But the show, the impact, the smoke. There we go, nice score dropping in. It could top qualifying at the moment. Oh, an 88 from Rich. And can he top qualifying? Stephen Knott. We wait for the average to drop in an 87. I do believe that has took qualifying at the moment. So there we go. Stephen Knott, for the moment, provisional top place in qualifying. Can this man take him down? Oliver Baker now sits on the line, 83.3. Well, nothing to lose. He knows he's got a very, very good score on the board. And he gets the thumbs up from our start line marshal to go. Oliver Baker would have been told, go for it, send it, give it everything you've got. Through the gears, down he comes. Big feint initiation. Oh, did it pay off? Handbrake's a little bit too late there on outside zone 1, but he's going to go for a technical one. Gets very high on the bank. Screams down into outside zone 3, but sacrifices it. Starts to fall apart a little bit, does Oliver Baker. Gets himself now through the centre section of the circuit into outside zone 5 and 6. Is he going to get into that outside zone? He does. And there we go. Wheel on the line. Across the line he goes. And I'm not sure if Oliver Baker's improved there. A few errors creeping into that run. So Oliver Baker on 83.3. Where does he sit after run 2? And we are halfway through the second runs of qualifying here at Pro 2. at round 3 of the UK Drift Championship. I want a split judging panel again. Some liking it, one liking it, the others not liking it that much.
Very similar.
79, yeah, so it doesn't improve his first score. Michael Bennett now on the line with a 46.
Yep, with his 190 brake horsepower.
190 horsepower.
Yep.
So Michael Bennett struggling with this car, as you say, took the backup problems with his first car, so jumped into the backup car. Michael Bennett, thumbs up, across, on off the line he goes.
Yeah, so let's see if he can improve on his first score. With a 46 on his first, I mean, he really has to wring the neck of this BMW with it being such a low-powered car. And I'll tell you what, he's not doing so bad. He's keeping it on angle just a little bit straight down to 3. But, I mean, he's trying his absolute utmost. I mean, this temperature, them tyres, whatever tyres you run this weekend, they're going to be sticky. And I'll tell you what, for me, that was a better run than his first. I mean, one wheel off track there, and obviously he's going to struggle to keep it sideways over the line. But will it be? I mean, he's got a score on the board, and with all these zeros lower down the field, he's still in that 32 as it stands.
Yeah, he certainly is. At the moment, he could find himself just in a competition. Here we go, a 60 drops in from Rich Newton. So it is going to be a massive jump up for Michael Bennett, a 61 average, and that's going to put a smile on his face. We go back to the start line. Carl Handley, 36.7. Now, double initiation, struggled massively to get that car sideways after outside zone 1, and you can see battered and bruised, looking tired, but nevertheless it does the job. The drive shaft killer, as we know it, dives across the track. Carl Handley on the handbrake, and once again just catches a whole bunch of understeer, but this time he stays in it as Handley puts foot to floor. Down he comes into outside zone 3, looking stronger than his first qualifying run. Can he hold on to it? He's going to definitely try to get himself back into the mix again.
Yeah, and he needs this.
He does. Oh, he goes wide.
He needs this. That's got to be better than his 36.7 on his first run, surely.
Yeah, he's going to need to improve massively to jump himself in the order. We've got a lot of high scores crept in the second run of qualifying. So, where does Carl Handley sit? Well, it's going to be a slight improvement. Not sure how much this is going to get him into the show, or if in the show at all. So average drops in from all of our judges, and it will be a 54. So a 54 for Carl Handley. And we go back to Eddie Hucker. Eddie Hucker with a 0. If you remember, massive issues with that car. Massive issues before he even got to the start line. Hopefully he has cleared his head and he's good to go. He gets the thumbs up, waved off the line by our start line marshal. And Hucker, foot flat to floor, screams through the gears. Oh, and a long handbrake drag, that's going to hurt him. You can see the understeer he's got, massive amounts of understeer, catches it on oversteer. How did he even make that pay off? As Eddie Hucker just done the impossible, and once again catches understeer down onto the hairpin, and that car just not playing ball and shuts it down.
Yep, so that
will be a double 0, unfortunately, for Eddie Hucker.
Unfortunately for Eddie, yeah.
Just understeer, massive amounts of understeer. And you know, we talk about how grippy the track is. We walked around the track earlier on before we went live to do some housework, some maintenance, paint the clipping boxes, and the track was sticking to my feet. The rubber is that sticky down there that my shoes are getting stuck to the track. I'm getting laughed at, but it's true. It's genuinely true. We go down there after and I can show you. You can see the white spats on my trainers where I was painting the track. Out there doing the graft. There we go, Will Foxwell off the line. 79, looking strong. Nothing to lose. He's going to go for it now. Full throttle, absolutely flying from Foxwell. No such understeer issues from Foxwell. Right to the edge of the tarmac as Will Foxwell impresses the judges. Look at this from Will Foxwell. He's not messing around. He can smell top stop in qualifying and he wants a taste of it. Look at this from Will Foxwell, the commitment from this young man. He's going to drop wheels off the edge of the circuit, but he'll be rewarded for the commitment. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Teeside, give him a round of applause. What a run from Will Foxwell.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming in there with a point to prove in that R32. He was very happy when he arrived. I'll tell you what, because he's got his wife with him and his youngster at the first event. So he's I think he wants to show him what he's got. He wants to show him what he's got, and we know he's got it. The car's epic.
Well, at the moment, Stephen Knott sits top of qualifying with an 87. Can Foxwell take it down? Oh, judges not liking it.
Not as much as you, anyway.
That was golden buzzer from me. That was golden buzzer. That was into the show. That was final. 78. So, Will Foxwell, we're just going to ignore the judges.
Should we start calling you Simon?
Simon Cowell, yeah. Simon Cowell. That's the line I would run. He
didn't use enough wand.
So Stephen Lynch off the line. He also scores a 78 in qualifying. Can he improve?
Well, that bungee strap will be holding it in third gear because his synchro meshes stopped working. But I know from the way he was driving at Driftland, he's going to be one to watch for the future without question. Look at that line. Third, clip 3, out to that zone. That's the line. Then into that next clipping zone. Into that touching on the outside.
This is good. This is really good. Wow. Stephen Lynch.
Round of applause for Stephen Lynch. Now, like I say, that car, the synchro meshes have gone completely on that car. And
can it hold together for top 32?
Yes. Yeah, I used to run a car with that. I used to have a piece of wood that used to wedge between back seats and gear sticks to keep it in third. Yeah, third and fifth.
I got a feeling this is going to be a big score. Judges were on their feet there and applauding him. Oh, an 87. This could tie Stephen Knott. This could tie. Let's go. Oh, wow, look at this. Can he take the top spot in qualifying at the moment? Oh, and he does. He does take the top spot in qualifying. 88.3 for Stephen Lynch out of nowhere. Are you trying to work it out? He's definitely top spot at the moment. So there we go. We go back to the line. Keelan Trevelyan now sits on the line. Zach Parker hasn't made it to the line.
Yeah, where's Zach Parker?
So Zach Parker, we're hearing word. Zach Parker, double zeros, out of competition, clutch problems. We move it along. Keelan Trevelyan comes off the line. He also sits on a 0. So we lose Zach Parker. What a shame. Can Keelan hold it together now? He was warned. This track was grippy. This is an immaculate looking Nissan Skyline. A big snatch of opposite drift as he comes down to outside zone 3. And Keelan really, really struggling with this car, trying to get to grips with it.
Do you know what? I've got to ask, what lump's he running? Is it an RB?
Yeah, RB25. Yeah, RB25.
Right, okay, so he's got enough power then. Yeah.
So Keelan Trevelyan.
Well, hopefully that'll be. I mean, if they don't zero him for that opposite drift, which I know in some competitions, opposite drift would be an automatic zero, but judges have been lenient.
Yeah, so they're being a little bit lenient this weekend with our Pro 2 drivers, especially because a lot of them not ever visited this circuit before. So there we go.
A couple of 60s and a 58 from Peden.
Yeah, it will be a score on the board of 59.3 for Keelan.
Right,
so he'll be happy with that.
Yep, into the top 32.
Yeah, Tom Fruin Clark up next. Now, this man spent more time in the gravel.
But no, I'll tell you what he was doing. He was opening the envelope of development.
Development, is that what you call it?
That's what you call it. Opening. I mean, at least he didn't do what we had a driver do a few years ago and straight to the beach on his first ever run.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
No, Tom Fruin Clark then from Matt Motorsport with James Fenn Bacon, his spotter, will have told him where he made his mistake. The rest of the run was absolutely perfect. And again, he's out to clip 2. He's on that. Look at that line. Out onto that concrete. Perfect on 3. Out to that zone. Not quite up to that zone, but a little bit of a clutch kick to get out to clip 4 through that zone. Now he's got to keep it a tighter line, and he does. And Tom Fruin Clark comes across the line and will put a score on the board.
I wonder if he's got gearbox or clutch issues as well.
Possibly.
Because he didn't go for the upshift, and he's just really working that car, trying to make it.
Thing is, though, if you score a 0 in your first and you think, I've got to score. You
didn't want to go for a risky upshift.
No. I mean, we all know risk and reward is there, but when it's like this where he needs a score when there's so many zeros lower down, I personally think he's played that safe.
He's played it safe.
I mean, he's got 52 from Rich, he's got 50 from James, and Peden scores him with a 50. Peden liked it, with a 58. So in the 50, 53.3. So that puts Tom Fruin. But Tom Fruin, we know, can drive in battles. Right, Jamie Pike. I've had a message off Jamie Pike Sarah to say that the coil pack went on cylinder 5. It's been replaced. It's back on 6 cylinders. So Jamie should
should make it round
Yeah,
through
I think
the
I
gears.
was just watching how tentatively he was
He
going
come
through the
that
chicane.
Yeah, didn't want to damage the bodywork.
No, it sounds like it's working to me.
Yeah, looks good as well. Looks fast as Jamie Pike.
Get it out there to that, and that's it. And out to 3.
Oh.
Well, don't go too deep. Oh, I'll tell you what, though,
On
that was a
throttle.
beautiful zone through there. I think that's the furthest we've seen anybody in that zone this weekend so far.
Yeah, it certainly is. Oh, he's starting to fall apart now, though. He's going to do a big opposite drift.
It's going to be an opposite drift and straight over the line. Oh, my word.
God, you know what? It had so much promise as well. So much promise from Jamie Pike.
Yeah, well, he's obviously got his confidence.
Yeah.
Obviously got his confidence
he's
for
got
that
his
first
conf-
half
yeah.
of the run, and then I'm just wondering if the nerves when he knew he was just about to nail it,
yeah,
just get to him
got
that
too
little
much.
bit. Yeah.
That
But
little
it
sudden
happens.
rush of blood to the head where you get almost to the line, you're like, I've done it, I've done it. Oh, I've not done it. Yeah,
But
I
no,
wonder.
I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it, yeah. But no, I mean, if you ever get a chance to go out take a passenger ride in one of these drift cars at any of the events, take it. You know, it's just, until you've actually been in a car. I mean, we've both taken people out with us, and when you initiate into that first corner and you're going 20, 30 miles an hour faster than they're expecting, the look on their faces is just a picture. And these guys are doing it. And I mean, these guys work their butts off to come here as well, to put on a show and to be out there competing. And no, I mean, fair play to them all for making the effort and coming out and putting their cars on the line. Yeah, 36.3 there for Jamie. So a score, not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a score on the board.
Yeah,
right.
Is it enough?
James Cross arrived late last night in the dark. Saw him when it was about 10 o'clock last night, I think, by the time James got here, or maybe even 1:30. So the Welshman comes down off the start line in this red, white and blue S13, and that, for me, not enough commitment on that run. Oh, no, and he spins.
Do you know what? He waited too long. He let the car wash too far up the bank.
And he's just going to kill a pair of tyres. Give him a round of applause. He's travelled all the way up from down south. And unfortunately, that will be all she wrote for James. I mean, sadly, he did the same at Driftland and scored 00. So he bows out of competition. So next up then, Andreas Visinski.
Yep.
Visinski.
So there we go. We'll make that official. That score drops in. Yeah, Andreas up next at 48.3.
Yeah, like I say, he snapped his hub on the.
So his first qualifying run was his second practice run.
Yeah, so basically, theoretically, this is his second practice. Well, it's his second run of the day, effectively, because he broke it on the first. He's done one qualifying run. He's got 48.3 in the bag. And listen to that commitment. Whoa, yes, and the first time he lifts off is when he should pull a little bit of handbrake. Not much angle as he went into that drift, but there he is, and out to 3.
Oh, big understeer.
And that was, I would say that was straight through 3.
Yeah.
He's beautifully on that touch and go on the outside, and then out to 5, and then 6. Yeah, through that clipping zone, out to 6, and across the line without straightening, and absolutely bashing that limiter like you wouldn't believe. So yes, another run in the bag for Andreas Visinski. Will it be better than his 48.3?
Oh, I'm not sure. There was a few errors there creeping in, and a few moments where he caught understeer, a little lack of commitment there as he come down the hill.
No, just looking across, and I just saw what Rich had to say. Yeah, a 48 from
this.
Rich. Payden a 56, liked it a little bit more, and then James a 58. So yeah, Rich being the tight one on that one, and a 53. So it does improve, and he's in that top 32. Right, so next up on the line will be Ames Hill in the Fast R34. Dale Bradley there waiting to send her on away from our Fast R UKDC banner start line.
Yep, door slam shut, and Ames Hill. Tip of the helmet says, right, let's do this.
Here we go.
0 on the board. I need to make this one count. Through the gear she comes. Nerves get into Ames this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure Marcus will have had a word either on the radio or in person and said, look, you can do this. We know she can do this because we've seen her do it in practice all the way through. Obviously, well, you can see there for yourselves, a little bit shy on 3, not perfectly up to the zone. But again, Marcus will have said, all you've got to do is just do a run, get some points on the board, and she bashes that limiter over the final clip and over the finish line. So yeah, Ames Hill gets a score on the board. Looking across, and we are in the
Trying to-
70s.
Yeah, trying to lip read. Yeah, look at this, a
Yeah.
very nice run. Yeah, had everything the judges were looking for. Just needed that little bit more spice. And I'm getting that's
Getting the
correct.
nod.
70.3 will be a good score on the board for Ames Hill. She gets herself into the show. David Madge now sits on a 0. The E36
I want to see these boys do well, because these
boys,
boys, they arrived early, they set up a barbecue, they had some food, they've got the kids with them, they've got the family with them, and they're out here just to have a laugh and enjoy it. And honestly, they're absolute fantastic crew. So get behind these boys. If they get a run in the board, make sure you give these boys and girls a round of applause. So David Madge in the E36 Kings, E36 coming round. Oh my word! Oh no, commentator's curse perhaps.
Once again, just looked like that car maybe run out of legs, wrong diff, no power. Just as soon as he comes down the outer South Bank, car kind of just cuts out. And again, same issue again.
Yeah, and opposite drift again.
Yeah, judges.
I mean, that was
their
twice.
heads in hands, because opposite drifting.
And judges going across, and it is a unanimous. Obviously, 2 opposite drifts in 1 run. Will see David, unfortunately, with a 0 on that one. So that's unfortunately, that's all she wrote for David. But I tell you what, when he gets it right,
he's on it.
When we come back here in September, I put money on him.
He's
He'll take this as an experience and a learning curve. I think it's David's first time here, so yeah, he'll take this and learn from it, and I reckon he'll come back fighting in September. In the meantime, then, Aaron Grantham, again, another driver with a 0 on the board. Let's see if he can do it for the team. He's out to clip 2 nicely, just dipping down slightly. Get on the 1 nice and early. Yes, he's on that inside line, but it's all about getting into that battle, into the battles later on. He's out to clipping point 4, through into the touch and go, out to the final clipping point, and Aaron Grantham will get a score on the board. So a round of applause. So, Aaron Grantham. And Aaron did really well at round 1.
He did do very, very well at round 1.
At Three Sisters.
Impressed us all. But, unfortunately, since then, we haven't really seen Aaron Grantham blow us away like he did at round 1. This is going to be a score on the board, and a pretty decent score at that.
66. That's going to be a 65.
So a 65 dead for Aaron Grantham. You're getting good at this.
Well, it's only because there was 1 above each way. It was easy, that one.
Anthony Cletus now, well, looks like he's not going to make it to the line. Pushing the car back. So problems for Cletus and the team down at First Start Developments. That's the wrong way to the start line. So issues there, trying to find out from our start line marshal what is going on, what the problem is. So we are hearing word that it is the crank sensor.
Yeah.
So crank sensor gone. So there will be a 0 for Anthony Cletus, and we do need to make that official. There we go.
But he's got that 53.3 on the board, so I've no doubt the First Start Development team will be on that very, very quickly, and they will be on the case very soon and get that car up and running right. So we have Darius on the line, and again, another driver that really needs to put a score on the board, and this time he's got round that first corner, no problems at all. He's going to be out to clipping point 3. Now he needs to get out to that touch and go. Again, he doesn't need to be a hero. He needs to get a score on the board to get into that top 32. I'm not 100% certain where we are, but I think we will have a top 32. Oh, a little bit wide, but it was only 2 wheels maximum. And it's a solid run.
A solid run, yeah. He was very tentative on the initiation because he knew he had a 0, so he knew he just had to do something, couldn't go too wild. So he will put a score in, will Darius.
Yeah, first time at UKDC here this weekend. And 66 from Peden. And 65 from Rich. And James drops in a 66. So that'll be top end of 65s then, 65.7. So that puts Darius into the top 32 that we will run this afternoon. So later on in the day when it comes down to the battles. Right, Finn Wells. I said it earlier, I've got my eye on this young man because I know he can do it, and I've no doubt his brother will be urging him on. He's probably, if he's down at the Bass round for the grass track racing, he'll be watching this if he's not on track. So Finn Wells then, absolutely flat into that first corner. That's the way to do it. You've literally got to initiate and then pin it. Yeah, because the banking pushes the car forward despite the fact that you're sideways. And Finn has got that nailed. He's out to clipping point 3. He's in that zone.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at this.
Right,
from
out
Finn
to clipping
Wells.
point 4. Now into the outer zone. This is making up for disappointment at Driftland. Keeps it pinned, keeps it sideways over the round of
look at
applause
that
for Finn Wells. Absolutely. I believe he's only 16.
Yes.
That's right, 16 years of age driving that 350Z. So, yeah, mum and dad will be more than happy with that.
Exactly that. There we go. Scores drop in.
69.
The judge is being tight. Not liking it.
Absolutely. 72 from, yeah, but that was Peden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always a little bit tight.
And 69. So that'll be 70-ish. But no, still a good. But I'll tell you what, consistent.
Yes.
That's the thing. I mean, 100% consistency is what's required in this game. And that just shows he can do it. Yeah, so no, but I'm chuffed for him. Really, I'm chuffed for him.
So there we go. Yeah, disappointment at Driftland. They said they just didn't have the car. They didn't have the power. They weren't in the right mindset. They come back to Teeside and absolutely blow the doors off it and score very, very well. There we go. Here's your current standing. Stephen Lynch takes first place in qualifying, 88.3. Second place, Stephen Knott. Gary Mickey in third. Callum Payne takes fourth. Oliver Baker takes fifth. Harry Hudson in sixth. Luke Conti in seventh. Will Foxwell in eighth. Joel Conlon in ninth. Matt Walker in 10th, Paul Howe in 11th, Finn Wells in 12th, Harry Archer 13th, Ames Hill in 14th, Ben Mears in 15th place, Marcus Tyre takes 16th, Darius takes 17th, Aaron Grantham takes 18th, Michael Bennett takes 19th, Keelan Trevelyan takes 20th, 21st place goes to Damon Murphy, 22nd John Gordon, Carl Handy 23rd, 24th goes to Anthony Cletus, 25th Tom Fruin Clark, 26th Andreas, 27th Lee Chambers, 28th Jamie Pike. And there we go, that is it. Top 32 done and dusted, decided. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, at 3 o'clock for action here at Teeside Autodrome for round 3 of the Pro 2 competition. Don't go anywhere. Join us at 3 for more action.